Hi friends, good week. How are you today? We are now at the last week of March 2011, 28th of March, the beginning of Monday. I will elaborate a little more today about my dress because I will not be very available during the upcoming week. Actually, I was not so available on the previous week as well because well, I decided to share it with you. I'm right now moving to a new apartment, and I'm very busy with all these things. You know, have to move many things, have to rebuild many things, so to buy new stuff and to sell old stuff. So very busy these 2 weeks. So I beg your pardon if I not update too much on my blog. There was not so much to update this week, but I will try to elaborate as much as possible right now, so it will be easier for you to follow the upcoming week, so you can know what actually to do if things are about to happen. I will try to still to be there and update if I find the time. But I just want you how to be prepared for the upcoming week. I want to start. Actually, all this weekly review will be concentrating on the euro stuff and the euro crosses such as euro pound, euro franc, and the euro Japanese yen, for example. I would like to start with the euro dollar, where there are many speculations about euro, about the problem of Portugal, about possible problem with Spain, etc., etc., etc. But it still looks like the central bank of Europe is ready to make all it needs, to be there for each country that has problems. This is the weekly chart we are looking right now here. Right? This is the resistance, 143, right, which is between the highs actually, right? 142.50, 143. We have been talking about this level few times. I have updated you about 142.50 to 143 level. I told you to look for selling opportunities there. I was not around to update you, so I really beg your pardon. But I know that you understand me. You know that moving takes a lot of time. And what we are experiencing right now, well, the investors are still in. The initial target is around 150, maybe even higher, right? Maybe even higher. And the stop is below actually the 20 moving average of the weekly Bollinger Band, right? So they could actually allow themselves to experience corrections. The previous week, 2 weeks ago, sorry, we had a Marubuzu. The last week we had kind of key reversal, right? And we have a cross of the weekly stochastic. What does it mean? What all of that means actually? Well, it looks like the euro want to go down, at least for a correction. For the long run, I also think that the euro will go up, but for now, as a correction, it looks like the euro wants to go down. I go now for the daily chart, not the weekly chart, and what can we see here on clear situation? Well, we have um, a double divergence here, as you can see, a long one on the histogram here, and on the two last lows as well, right? The stochastic crossed already on the Bollinger Band, and it looks like all it has to do right now is to break this uptrend line and actually the support line, which is 140.40, right? That's all the euro has to do, so we can actually say that, all right, we are probably going down right now. So if the euro breaks this level, which is 140.40, and also the daily RSI uptrend line, right? It could actually break the RSI even before it breaks the uptrend line on the chart. But a 50 level of the RSI will be the support as well. So watch this perfect. A breakdown and a retest could lead for another selling on the euro. If it all happened, then probably we will see the euro goes once again to 137.50, 138, right? Which will be the next target if it breaks the 140.40. So that's my expectations from the euro. What about the bullish side? The bullish sign could come from a block here. Just give me erase these lines. We don't need them anymore. Could lead the stop of this uptrend line here on the 20 moving average of the daily chart. Reversal pattern and an up move. For long run and for a bullish move, we have to see the break of 143. If the 143 break happens, then yes, the bulls, the real bulls are here, and we are about to see the euro rising above and 145 and going to 150 at least, which is the initial target of the investor, just for a reminder. Right. So this is my expectations from the euro, and please watch it happen before you take an action. If you want to join on the 4-hour chart, then you can find a support right here. Right, we can find a support right here. If it breaks down this support, it will be the sign to sell, which will actually the same uptrend line as we saw on the daily chart, right? The same uptrend line as we saw on the daily chart. Here is the 140.40 level. This is the support, right? So what can happen from here? We can easily see a flag being created here with a bullish pressure, right, and an up move once again. But we can easily see a down break below this daily chart, and it will also be a signal to sell. So just let the week begin so we can actually understand more what the market tries to do. The last week actually on the euro was very zigzagging, as you can see, right? Many up down during the same candle. Very hard to trade, very hard to point on a trend because there is no trend right now. There is a range, 140.40, which is the support. Actually, let's circle to 140, right? Figure, and 143. This is the range. We could easily see the euro moving in between this range before it makes the break for one of the side, right? Actually, a range very logical after such a ride, right? So let's see how the euro will behave from this point. What about the next interesting thing? I want to go for the euro and the euro yen actually, and I want to explain my expectations from the euro yen. Well, the RSI crossed the 50 and hold. This is the weekly chart, right? Let me just erase this line and put it here around 115. Around 115. Well, this is the critical resistance, and we have to see a break above 115 before we can actually talk about continuing of this trend. All right, let me just put this here. All right, so but interesting news are that the investors are already in. How is possible, right? If 115 is such a resistance and they also look for a break above, how is it possible they're already in? Well, they do expect the dollar yen to stop the down move and not to be such powerful as it actually was during the last period with all Japanese crisis and after the disaster, right? And they do expect the euro to rise. But what will actually happen? I still prefer, despite the fact they are already in, I still prefer to see the break above 115. If it happens, it will be a sign that the euro yen is very bullish. I also think that we will have a break up, but we have to be patient and see it happen. If we take a look on these sideways moves, then what actually happens here, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, six spot. I don't know. I'm not sure this is a spot because it's not a move. It's one day move with all the crisis in Japan, and bam, up. So this is the sixth move actually. Well, a break above should become after the seventh spot, right? So if we have a little correction in the seventh spot, should lead a break above the 115. Once it breaks, it's a sign to buy. If we go to the daily chart all actually could confirm it because we do have some kind of divergence right here, right? As you can see, this is the resistance by the way, right? 115 here, 115 and a little, right? With some tails here. We have a divergence, a kind of a divergence. It could lead for a little retracement and correction before the break, right? So if we want to go up, let's wait for a break above 115, 115.40 actually, as you can see, this is the more accurate resistance, right? If we want to go for the down move, that's the 4-hour chart. I would like to see the break of this support line. The break of this support line could lead actually for a duplication of this down move, right? For duplication, and then up move to begin. If you were wondering what is the stop of the investors trade, then the stop is below 110, actually around 109, right? A big stop, but don't forget that the target always bigger, and they do expect the 120 to be hit at least at least, and also they could expect 125, which is the next level, right? So 120 and 125 would be the target. Well, that's actually a lot of pips, so let's see how it continues for them. Well, that's about the euro yen and what to expect. Now you know how to join the uptrend and how to join the downtrend if some of them will begin. As for now, they are blocked in between the range of their support and the resistance. The next pair would be the euro against the British pound, and this is actually a very interesting pair. It looks like we are going to see a break of this uptrend line. It's a kind of triangle here, right? If you can imagine, one, two, three, four, five, six, and now the seventh spot tries to break up. The MACD crossed the zero line. The other side, the 50, and the stochastic still doesn't look like changing the direction and the moving average. So actually, it looks very bullish, and I'm also bullish. But let's see what happened in here. Right, we had this ride up. The ride was a combine of one, two, three, four, five. Sorry, one, two, three, four, and now we had the fifth, and maybe we still haven't the fifth move up. This is about the Elliott waves, right? If you put the zigzags on it, you can find the same Elliott wave. What does it mean? Can we see a correction right now? Easily. But I believe it will. This pair will continue up after the correction. Maybe the correction could lead us for 87.30, maybe even lower with all this 20 moving average of the Bollinger Band. Maybe somewhere here, right? In between the 87, in the range of 87. This is the around price. But if you go to the 4-hour chart, you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. This is the support line, right? This is the 20 moving average of the Bollinger Band of the 4 hours and the daily chart. Well, this is the uptrend line. So we can easily see some price, some behavior around these levels, right? Somewhere in between the 87 plus. If there will be a stop, then we could and the retrace, of course. How do you see retrace? With a bullish candle pattern, such as hammer, engulfing, garami, etc., etc., etc. Or one of the patterns I use, such as double doji, marbuzu, etc. Right? So and then we can see for up move. If it happens, the next target would be 89, which is the next critical support. So watch this pair, friends. It looks very interesting, and despite the beginning of the divergence being created here, I do expect this pair still to rise. Maybe a correction and then to rise. This situation actually reminds me the situation that happened here, as you can see. Also, it was we saw beginning of five moves, some correction, and then up more little bit. So look for this pair. The next interesting pair would be the euro against the franc. I think that this pair is about to go to 130 40 level at least, which is the resistance here, and easily it could lead us a move to 130, 180, maybe even 132, which is also the 20 moving average, the daily 20 moving average, and also beautiful resistance here. Right? I am very bullish for the euro franc. I am very bullish for the euro franc. How to join it? Actually, you can buy already. Actually, you can buy already. But if you want to be more conservative, and I prefer to be more conservative in such situation, wait for a retracement for this downtrend line and this support line which has been created here around 128.90, 129 maybe even a little higher because no one actually guarantees us a retrace all the way here, right? The stop should be below the last support, and the support is here around 127. So the stop actually should be below. If you want to go for the long range, right? If you want to go to the short range, then just here below the 20 moving average, well, below 128. 127.80, 27.90 could be a good stop, but if you want to go for longer range, the stop should be below the support, which is 127 actually. Okay, so that's how to protect yourself for this pair. I do expect the euro franc to go up, and that's my expectation from this pair. All the indicators confirms it. It looks bullish, and I look to rejoin after a correction. As for now, I don't see any bearish signs. So as for now, I'm only bullish. Only bullish. I could be wrong if if things are about to change worldwide, but as for now, technically NATO, I'm only bullish. Well, that's my expectations from the euro and the euro crosses. Now, two more interesting pairs: Australian against the dollar. Well. What can I say? Amazingly, really amazingly. But it holds this resistance. You see, it holded the resistance. You see, it looks so bullish, really so bullish. But is it enough to buy long wide? I don't know. Really not sure. Not sure. And when I'm not sure, I still prefer to stay out. It really surprised me. I must be honest. I was very surprised of the power of the Australian. Look at it. It's it's one way up. One way up without a real correction. The divergence is here, so we could easily actually see some retracement, maybe to 101.70 before we continue up, maybe even deeper to parity level. Well, but for long run, I am bullish for the Australian. As for long, I'm neutral slash bearish for a correction. But as for now, I prefer to stay neutral. The New Zealandian as well as the Australian, powerfully up move. Remember, I was talking about a few weeks ago. I was talking about this downtrend line. Well, it was broken powerfully. I was expecting a retracement to a support line to buy, but it never happened. It just flight up. So as for now, I do believe we will see some correction, right? And after the correction, I will look to buy it. I also think this pair is about to be bullish for the next weeks, next month. This two interesting pair also. About the dollar against the Canadian, well, it so much depends on the oil, but it looks like this pair will continue to zigzag, and I just prefer to stay aside. About the dollar yen, also the same situation. After such a disaster, no one actually knows what's about to happen with Japan and its currency. The financial governor of Japan actually promised to be more involved in the Japanese yen, and no one actually could point how it will continue from there. So that's my expectation as for now, friends, about the commodities and gold and the indices. I couldn't find nothing yet. If there will be, I promise I will try to find the time to update you during the week. Please, I beg your pardon for the last week and for the upcoming week. I actually don't have the time to be there fully and to update and to make to follow the market every day and every hour as I usually do. But now soon in 1 week, actually 1.5 week, I will finish the move to our new apartment, and I will back full time for updating you, friends. And thank you very much for following me, and thank you much more for your comments. I really glad that you find it useful, these weekly reviews and my updates on the blog. I do it for only for you, only for you. I know I can't help everyone, I know, but from my point of view, if at least some of you find it useful and find it profitable and actually use it and happy with it, that's my motivation to continue. So thank you very much for your comments, friends. Um, I know sometimes I'm wrong, but no one never always correct, right? So I hope you understand it. Well, I wish you the best week. Thank you very much for understanding me, and once again, thank you for all your great support with your comments on the blog, on Facebook, on Twitter. I really appreciated it and appreciated you. And I promise to continue to do all I can for you, friends, to share you with my stuff, to prepare for you these weekly reviews, to make this blog updated much more once I finish with the. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you a fantastic and great week. Goodbye.